But first, reactions are coming in after the Osun governorship election, not to the results, but to some unexpected comments from Dr. Deji Adeleke, the older brother of Governor Ademola Adeleke and the father to the global Afrobeat star Davido. Now, in a clip that's taken over social media, Dr. Adeleke claims that the All Progressives Congress spent 60 billion naira on this election alone. So speaking during the victory party on Sunday, he shared their winning campaign strategy, and it had nothing to do with money, nothing to do with buying votes or coercing the public. According to him, their victory had everything to do with their faith. Let's watch.
And let him know the reason why we defeated them. The only reason why we defeated them, no, it's not because we are bigger, but we spend more money than you. On the election, they don't spend any money. They spend 60 billion as we have. Some places they bought votes for as high as 50,000 naira for one single vote. Of the election, when I had the kind of money they were spending, I went back to my little corner in my room and I knelt down and I prayed to God. I said, God Almighty, please let people collect their money, or let them still vote for Ademola Adeleke. We played that later. And I just want everyone to know my routine. So when I need her to pray every day, I have some Bible passages and verses that I read and that I pray with.
Now that clip has gone viral, generating hundreds of thousands of views on X alone. Two aspects stand out. One, the fact that Dr. Adeleke's staggering allegation was made clear that 60 billion naira was used for a single governorship election, and it stopped people in their tracks because of the scale, leading to questions like, where did that money come from? Can anyone expect a comment or condemnation from the Independent National Electoral Commission or the EFCC, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission? And two, we know that faith is deeply enmeshed into the societal fabric here in Nigeria, but what does that mean when one's faith is positioned as the determining factor to win elections? People have thoughts, and I'll get to the thoughts, but first let me say good morning to the morning show team. Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Morning.
Great to have you back.
Morning.
Ayo, great to see you.
Always
Rufai,
good to see you.
Great to see you too.
Good to see you.
And I'll come to you, Ayo, on this first story, but I'll first take some reactions, starting with one from David, who says, 3 things to take home from this. Do the right thing as governor. 2, take action. 3, prayers. The last one is Davido's father's testimony. He believed God and then prayed to God to crown their efforts with success. And according to him, it worked. Then we have a tweet from Asia who says, God didn't make you win. The people of Osun State did. It doesn't cost anything to give honor to whom honor is due. The people of Osun made it happen. It's high time we separated religion from politics. God has no business with politics. You aren't more prayerful than the losing candidate. Then Adewale said, stop bringing God into this mess, please. It's a game that has a set of rules. It's of humans, by humans, and for humans. Democracy. Ayo, is it time to remove God from politics? It's a big question, but...
You cannot take away religion and people's faith in God in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. You can't. I think it's a moot point to say that, well, people will attribute successes, victories, wins to God. However, there are also opportunities for us to dig deeper into some of the... God can create an enabling environment, then what you do with it would matter. And so on this table, we've talked a lot about some of the contributing factors scientifically and that you can prove empirically that contributed to the success of Adeleke's, Governor Adeleke's victory. However, let's interrogate, and that's why yesterday I was singing the song by Great Man Takis that all said about Ademola Tele Umoreo, see how God done help him, see Matthew dancing. And that whether you like it or not, the man has been doing night vigil and Thanksgiving,
exactly.
And giving glory glory to God. Everybody has, who they attribute success to. But let's talk about the 60 billion naira that was spent, Annie. And you see how much we monetize, or there's a lot of financial inducement when elections come in. And that's why they say that politics in Nigeria is a game of money. 60 billion naira. And I don't think that is the entire amount of money that was spent. That might just be a conservative number in terms of the amount of money that was spent to try to capture Osun State or take back Osun State from Governor Adeleke, Ademola Adeleke led government back to the center, which is the APC. And I had a look at, okay, what can 60 billion naira do in Osun State? And this is where a lot of politicians miss it and almost take Nigerians for granted. Hence, the call for voter education, that if only you knew what could be done with the money that is given to you temporarily. And looking at that 60 billion naira could potentially dualize some major city roads in Osun State. So they talk about how, roads are not, there are bad roads in intra-city. This is one of the things they can do. It can contribute to agricultural development in Osun State. In fact, you can go through the Osun Rural Enterprise and Agriculture Program. It can contribute to education and healthcare in Osun State. It can upgrade and equip at least one comprehensive primary healthcare center in each of the 330 political wards. It can contribute to low-cost mass housing, addressing housing deficits in Osun State. Why am I bringing this parallel? That politicians prefer to give pittance to people during election season than putting that money or channeling the fund to actual development, infrastructural benefit for all in the state. And that is where our politics must get to, Annie, whereby the money that, yes, there's money for campaigns and all that, but there's more concentration of funds on making life better for the people. Misplaced priority. And that is why, like Dr. Adeleke was saying there, that he went to pray that they will collect the money and still vote their conscience, whatever the choice is. But what I'm encouraging politicians and for Nigerians to wake up is that these large sums of money, imagine what would happen to your economy if the roads were fixed. Imagine what would happen to the future of your children if we upgraded the schools, primary health centers. Imagine the maternal mortality rates that would reduce. How many women have died or babies have died as a result of poor primary health care centers? So what I'd like to encourage today is a demand for actual governance, a demand for contributing to the lives and livelihood of the people through developmental projects.
Yes.
Using these amounts of money for that, rather than spending it on giving you 5,000 naira that you used to buy rice today and nothing tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Rather than giving you 50,000 naira that you collect that you cannot even use to send your child to school for a full term in certain instances, or buy school uniforms, school books, and take them to good schools.
Yes.
This is what we're calling for, and I hope that Nigeria's politics would get elevated to that, especially as we approach 2027.
Absolutely. And Dr. Abati, I'll come to you for the next one because we're staying in Osun State, where meanwhile, we had this massive crowd take to the streets of Abere, decked in accord yellow, to celebrate Governor Adeleke's win on Monday. Now, in videos from the state secretariat, the crowd's pure joy is palpable, with people singing, dancing in honor of the governor's re-election. Let's watch. Faithful people. But listen, as we're seeing those images, the vibe is a lot different in the state's APC camp, with the Director General of the party's campaign in the state, Oluwole Oke, revealing that he doesn't think Adeleke received the most votes. Speaking in an interview on Primetime yesterday, Oke said that they're in no rush to reach out to Adeleke or congratulate him. Let's take a look.
Doing, even for future, for records, is to conduct a thorough review of the entire process. And then we form opinion. We won't be under any subtle pressure to easily, probably reach out to or congratulate Senator Ademola Adeleke, because we believed he did not score the highest valid votes.
That's his belief. Remember, as soon as Governor Adeleke was declared the winner on Sunday, one of his first comments was that he was expecting Governor Oyebamiji to call and congratulate him. There were questions as to whether he had called him or whether he hadn't. And we know that President Tinubu called him, and Ambo recently put out a statement saying that he actually respects the position of INEC. So it kind of goes against what we just heard from this man. But Dr. Abati, your thoughts on Osun?
Okay, Honorable Wole Oke that you just showed now was the director of the APC campaign organization in Osun State. And he lost a nephew during the shootout episodes before the election. So you can understand if, he's not so enthusiastic about celebrating. At a personal level, he experienced a loss. At the organizational level, the campaign that he led did not deliver. So if he's not so enthusiastic, you can understand. And the safest thing for him to say is to say we're calling for a review of the process. And it's not alone. The APC itself, as a campaign organization, is saying, we're going to study what happened in all the 332 wards. And then our lawyers will seek counsel of our lawyers to determine whether we will go to the tribunal or not. But a consensus has not been forged. Within the same APC in Osun State, one of the chieftains, a woman called Alaja Falilat Yusuf, I think her nickname is Eruarike, she's been the one saying, well, you win some, you lose some in politics. So even within the APC itself, there are two tendencies. Now, as to the gubernatorial candidate, Oyebamiji, congratulating the governor. Well, it's his personal choice, but we always argue that, people should approach politics with a spirit of sportsmanship. President Tinubu was probably the very first person to call Governor Adeleke. He called him at 2 a.m. He called him at 2 a.m. And of course, that has also been reported. The other issue that I would love to point out is that the governor, having waved the olive branch, having called on everybody to join hands with him to move Osun State forward, which he says is his primary objective, to turn Osun State from a civil service-dominated state into an industry-based state. I think that should be, a message, a rallying point for the rest of the state. Now, you discussed Dr. Deji Adeleke earlier on. Governor Adeleke had the support of family. Well, this is a highly well-established political establishment in Osun State, from their father, Senator Deji Adeleke, in the Second Republic, to Governor Serubawon, and who was also a senator, to the present governor. It's a political family.
Yes.
However, what Dr. Adeleke was saying about 60 billion, does he have the proof for that? How does he say, the people, the 22 governors and senators that stormed Osun State, that they brought 60 billion? Can he prove that they gave out 60,000 per person? Because evidence is, the major thing in this regard. And to move a step further, he said when he saw the role of vote buying, voter intimidation, which I say should be a major target of voter education as we move towards 2027, he said he went to pray. You cannot question that.
Yes.
There are people whose belief is in their faith.
Absolutely.
What they believe. And for the benefit of students of the Bible, he said he went and opened his Bible to Isaiah 41 from verse 10. And that is where God says, do not fear because I'm with you. Do not be dismayed because I'm your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you.
Yes.
I will uphold you with my righteous right hand.
Wow.
And by giving out to give the testimony, he's just confirming that God was on their side.
Absolutely. Wow, what a note to kind of cap all of that off. But before we move, Pastor and Doctor. Before moving to the next set of stories, let's highlight this resurfaced clip of Governor Adeleke's late older brother, Senator Isiaka Adeleke. Also the state's former governor, who's now trending for having very similar dance moves to the current governor. Now here he is dancing to Davido's 2013 hit Skelewu. Let's take a look. That is so sweet. Clearly, that spirit, that joie de vivre, runs in the family. The older Adeleke passed away in 2017 and was the first civilian governor of the state and later represented Osun West Senatorial District in the Senate. May his soul rest in peace. And Rufai, just very quickly, you were saying that's why he wears his hat like...
Yeah, that's why he wears his hat like Shorobaro. And I mean, the story of Shorobaro has not been effectively told. This was a guy that he was 37 when he became the governor of Osun State in the 90s. He was an American returnee. There were a lot of big political heavyweights in Osun State there that he beat in that election, in that primaries. Hence, he got the moniker Shorobaro because he really did tip the balance and all of that.
Interesting.
You see, it's so easy now. Here, I would differ a little bit with Mr. Dr. Deji Adeleke. It's so easy now to say, oh, these people brought money in here, which we, acknowledge federal might. How much did his own camp spend? If what his own camp spent, was it below 5 billion? Because the threshold for presidential election is 10 billion. The threshold for governor, I think, is about 5 billion. If it's below 5 billion or below 10 billion, then there's a problem, which I can bet anything that both camps spent over the 10 billion threshold. So everybody bought vote too, but now who then cash now you we no work now be barau.
Right.
As regards Oluwole, you see, I feel his pain because there's something called stages of grief. There's first denial, where you don't want to accept it, and I see a lot of people are going through that first stage of grief.
Yes. That
of denial. That's why you see it's even part of the denial.
Kubla-Ross on death and die.
Yeah, it's even part of the denial as making some of them say that, oh, there was a prior agreement with Governor Adeleke because they tried everything. So denial is there. Then anger. You see anger coming up. Some of them was always speaking with anger. Then bargaining. They start to, okay, what would we have done? How to fix the pain? Then depression. Depression is setting in. There's after depression, acceptance will come in. So some of these people, maybe the next 3, 4, 5 weeks or months to this time, they will have gone through the stage of grief and they will have gotten to accept. There are some people that have gotten to the point of acceptance. You know the way grief, it deals with people differently.
Right.
Some people are still in the stage of denial. The first stage is denial. Some have gotten to acceptance already and they're looking forward to the next election. So it's the stages of grief. Let me read it out again for the benefit of denial,
we've heard.
anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance.
Thank you, Rufai, for that. I mean, those are the stages of grief, and it remains to be seen how matters will just generally unfold in Osun.